Hey, good morning, everyone. I want to talk about talent because it's really kind of an interesting phenomenon if you think about it. You know, we look around in our society and we see these people that are extremely talented. They're born with something. Born with it. Now, you know what I'm talking about. You watch America's Got Talent. You see this little 5-year-old kid get up there and he or she just nails it. Makes everybody cry. Just nails it. And you think to yourself, okay, the kid's been on Earth for 5 years. Well, the first 2 years of his life, he wasn't singing. He was pooping and drooling and learning to crawl eventually and wasn't singing. Okay, so even if you started him out as a singer at like 2, which would be way, way early. He's had 3 years of training, 3 years. So you think, you know, what if I had 3 years of training, would I be that good? Well, no. I wouldn't. I mean, maybe you can answer yes. I can't. Which leads me to wonder, certainly, some of us are born with a very special talent. Just knock it out of the park, amazing talent, right? We all have a mixed bag. We're born with this bag of randomness, right? And we all spend our lives trying to figure out what's inside, right? And sometimes you don't figure it out until much later in life. Sometimes it takes years and years or decades to figure out what your mixed bag is. And when I say mixed bag, I'm talking about talents, maybe not knock it out of the park, phenomenally world-changing talents like you see, you know, on TV or in the movies or something. But talents, nonetheless. We're talking about skills. We're talking about strengths and gifts and inclinations and, you know, things that you're naturally good at or things that you have a natural propensity for or to develop. That's what you have to work with. Welcome to the 99.9% of the rest of us who don't have that natural born, knock it out of the park type of a talent. Okay? Here's the good news. You don't have to have one of those to be successful. You can, and if you've got it, man, more power to you. Go take it and be glad, be grateful, run with it, but be humble and don't let it ruin your life because you see a lot of that too. But if you don't, and you're like me, and you have, you know, certain gifts, certain strengths in some areas. I went to a 5A high school. Very competitive. I like sports, but I was never like a major sports player. But even if I wanted to, I didn't have a natural knack for sports. I would have had to have really, really, really worked my butt off to even be slightly competitive. Because I played baseball and I played basketball, but I was never big enough for any of it. Never big enough for football. I would just get killed because I was a scrawny little kid. Basketball, I was never tall enough and never really had much skill in tennis or golf. I like playing sports, but I was never really good at them. I guess that's my point. Maybe you feel the same way. Well, I have a couple of options. I can just say to myself, you know, I am not cut out to be an athlete, a professional athlete. I'm not going to pursue that. Doesn't mean I couldn't. It just means if I did, the odds of success would be phenomenally low and I'd have to work phenomenally harder than anyone else to even break even, because there's a lot of people around me that their natural gifts and their natural abilities were so much on a higher level than mine that I would have to work my butt off to even get to ground zero, level playing field with them. And then if I wanted to pass them and get better at them, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, we're born with these things, and I was not born with that. I was born with an ability to draw. I love drawing, and I've always had kind of if I can see it, I can draw it. And there's a lot of people that look at me and go, what the heck, how do you do that? That's phenomenal. And I think, well, it's not that big of a deal. So I could take that skill and say, okay, I can make something of it. So when you're looking at your life and you're looking at your mixed bag of whatever you were born with, look at the things that interest you and consider, or the things that you are naturally good at and the things that you're not good at. It's good to know both. And then consider which one of these do I really want to pursue. Because if you already have a natural knack for something and you want to pursue it, Well, that gives you 2 legs up and a good jump start and a boost while you're working on it because you'll enjoy it. It'll be something you love doing. So I guess what I'm saying is if you don't have this amazing wow talent, if you weren't born with that, you're looking around seeing other people that are, you're normal. They're not, actually. You are perfectly normal. The good news is you can outwork anybody else. You can work harder, you can stay longer, you can put in more effort. That is all stuff you don't have to have a natural knack for. You just do it, okay? Take Nike's advice and you just do it. So there you go. Use those ideas to your advantage. What you can control versus what you cannot control. You can't control what was in your bag when you were born. You can control how passionate you pursue your interests and what you do with the items in your bag that you were